Welcome back, my people. So, may we look at this special kind of patient we call diabetes mellitus patient. They have a lot of food myth. Don't do this, or don't do this, or don't do this, don't do the other one. So me and they ask, what will they eat then? So sometimes you see people saying, oh, they take all manner of bitter items like bitter cola, bitter leaf, otazi extra, ogos and leaf, with the hope that the bitterness is an antidote to reduce the excess sugar in their blood. How true is that, sir?
Okay, on the issue of people living with diabetes taking all manners of bitter substances, that is a myth. It's not, and some of them with the mindset because it is bitter, it does not really have maybe carbohydrate in it, and the rest of it. That is one aspect. And also, some of them take it with the mindset that maybe it's going to reduce blood sugar level, but that is actually not true because nearly all the food we eat has carbohydrate, has sugar. The only food we may consider that does not have carbohydrate are basically maybe like water. It has no nutrient, it's just water on its own. Another food we may consider that does not have carbohydrate is fat and oil.
Okay.
Basically, just oil. There's no carbohydrate in it. And another food we need to consider is maybe fish and the meat product. Those are the three things we may say, oh, this one does not have carbohydrate or sugar. But the rest of them have carbohydrate. And the worst part of this substance they're taking, let's say for instance, most of these things are taken raw. And we know that every food that is raw, in the rest of them, in every food we have nutrient, anti-nutrient, natural occurring toxicant, contaminants, and the rest of it, anti-nutrients. So sometimes when they take most of these things raw, their immune system will already compromised. So the anti-nutrient may even prevent the nutrient that those substances have from being absorbed. That is one aspect. Those toxicant, because they're taking this, most of this, some of them is the leaves, or maybe like potassium leaf, and the rest of them are taking it raw. So those anti-nutrients that is there may already make their immune system to already still become compromised in the wrong one. That will even worsen the issue.
Okay.
So on the issue of taking most of this thing raw, it does not reduce their blood sugar level. For them to be able to still know how they can eat most of this food, consume most of this food, and how they can go on with the healthy dietary pattern, they still need to see a registered dietitian for a better result.
Okay, my people, now don't hear drinking all manner of bitter this, bitter that, bitter this will never reduce your blood sugar. So make sure you own your health and make the right health decision. There is another myth with this same special patient we call diabetes mellitus patient. Sometimes they believe that taking fruits, sweet fruits like watermelon, oranges, pawpaw,
Okay.
and all those fruits we increase, even pineapple, we increase due to the sweetness. They are sweet fruits. We increase the sugar in their blood. How true is that, sir?
Yes, this still tie, and that is maybe one of the reasons why they go
So
to
they
take
prefer to take the unripe
unripe
ones.
unripe
Like you
ones.
see them
Yeah,
taking garden egg and
exactly,
all that.
exactly.
So how true is
Now,
it?
sometimes they may even take unripe fruit, and sometimes that same idea, because they believe that maybe fruit is sweet, is going to raise their blood sugar. That now made them to go for bitter stuff with the mindset that it's going to maybe reduce their blood sugar level. And in that case, they ignore the ripened fruits and the rest of it. The mindset that is sweet, and because it's sweet, it's going to raise their blood sugar level. That is still not correct. That is still not evidence based, because fruit. One thing about food is that it does not really need. But one thing about diabetes, their main issue is not whether with the fruit that are ripe or sweet and the rest of it. Their main issue is because they don't have either insulin action or insulin secretion. Their body does not really secrete enough insulin, or the body has secreted the insulin, but the insulin is not doing its work.
Okay.
It's not taking the glucose to the cells and the tissue that need them. So it's not all about the sweet things and the rest of it. Even on the issue of a fruit does not even need this insulin to be absorbed for their sugar to be absorbed. The sugar, that the fructose from the fruit, can can be absorbed irrespective of the insulin.
Okay.
So in that case, people with diabetes can equally eat fruit. They don't need to run away from fruits.
Okay, sweet fruits.
Yeah.
So it will never increase their blood sugar.
It
Is
will
that
ne-
what we are saying?
All that we are saying is that on the issue of fruit, they equally need to, just like their aspect of food, because they are also advised to eat every food.
Okay.
But the only condition we are giving them, whether food or whether it is fruit that is sweet, the only condition we are giving them on that aspect is for them to actually meet the dietitian. So the dietitian can equally give them, say, okay, this is the number of fruit you can eat per day. That is one. This is the timing of eating this fruit. This is how you can combine this fruit with other food. So in that case, the number of serving of this food is what is also very important, and not the fruit itself.
Okay.
Yes. So for people living with diabetes, they can equally eat fruit, but then they still need the direction of a dietitian, so they'll be well guided on the quantity of fruit they can eat per day, and how the timing of it, and how they can combine with other foods.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. You say something about the ration, meeting a dietitian. That reminds me. Is it possible, there are some persons that will tell you that the drugs they are taking, that they are hypertensive, they are diabetic, that the drugs they take make them to be hungry.
Okay.
So by so doing, you see them, they will bring a bunch of banana, they will finish like up to 3 or 4 or 5 sticks at a go.
Okay, exactly.
So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, that is one of the signs and symptoms of people living with diabetes. We call it, in medical term, we call that polyphagia.
Okay.
If you break it down, frequent hunger. So if you are getting hungry all the time, it may simply mean at least you are having your blood sugar level, you are having diabetes. Now, how does this frequent hunger comes about? Because by the time they are eating this food, understand, the food will break down maybe into glucose, and it's the glucose that gives energy. All this carbohydrate, fat, and all that, at the end, all of them will give you energy. But because the body does not produce enough insulin, or the body has produced insulin, but this insulin is not working. Remember, it's insulin that takes the glucose that the body produces into different cells and tissue that needs them. Understand? So when the insulin takes this glucose into different cells and tissue that needs them, you will now have energy to do work. So in a situation whereby they are eating, there's no enough insulin, or the insulin is not responsive to take this glucose, they will not have energy. They will become weak. The brain, being the one that coordinates body activity, will now say, this man is weak. He will now induce some hormone, and will now make some hormones to be secreted, so that those people will now get hungry. Because the brain is thinking that maybe why this man is weak, he's not able to perform, or not able to do well, because this man has not eaten. You understand? So now, because there's no insulin to take this glucose into different cells and tissues and organs that need them, so that they can gain energy. So in that case, what happens? The brain will now communicate, and some hormones will be created, and that will now induce hunger. Understand? And even as they're eating, that's not the way forward, and they will keep on eating, and as they're eating, because there's no enough insulin to deliver this glucose to target cells and tissue, what happened? The glucose will still be dumped in the blood, because there's nothing to extract it from that blood and give it out.
So they're always hungry.
And they are always hungry. And even as they're eating this much food, they will still continue to be hungry. After assessing, we now know the quantity of food that this person will eat, in such a way that there will be no excess, because the excess is what produces excess blood sugar level. The quantity of food this patient can eat, so that the amount of insulin available will be able to convert it with that excess remaining. So on that aspect, they will still need a dietitian to guide them on the portion they are to eat. But by the time they now take the laws into their hand and begin to eat based on, because they are so hungry, begin to eat, and there's nothing to take this insulin to different, and to take this glucose into different cells and tissue that need them, the blood sugar level will still continue to pile up and still continue to be high. So on that aspect, they need to see a dietitian. They need to see an expert.
I don't hear. As you they take you're free to take all manner of fruits, but the small ration, in small portion.
And also there's a need.
I believe that's the World Health Organization recommendation, right?
Yeah.
You should take all those things, but in small
and also
portion.
Try to see a dietitian, so you'll be well guided on the portion you can take.
Exactly. And even when you're eating, remember to exercise. Exercise also has its role in trying to break down some of those dumped or packed glucose in the blood. So another question, sometimes they believe that they have to completely avoid carbohydrate. You see them, they will not eat beans, no, they will not eat rice, they will not eat fufu, they will not eat cassava. What will they eat?
I think you have already addressed that.
Some of them, you see them eating unripe plantain, unripe this, unripe that. So what will they?
And some of them even go home with the unripe plantain morning, afternoon, they process in different forms. Like
So what's the danger or what's the disadvantage of eating all those unripe plantain morning, afternoon, evening?
Yes, and
to their
one
health?
thing about this issue, one, a diabetic and somebody living with diabetes can eat all manners of food just within the household. Now, the challenges of eating only a single food is that is what we call monotonous diet. You are eating only a particular food at all the time. It simply means that you'll be lacking other nutrients that may come from other foods. Let's say, for example, unripe plantain, the highest nutrient on unripe plantain is just carbohydrate and now consider mineral like potassium. Understand? Then, if you're now limiting yourself from rice and other food, the nutrient that may come from other food will now be lacking in your diet. And then other nutrients have been found to improve insulin resistance. So in that case, you may be lacking in other nutrients, and that may be more harm than good if you continue to eat a particular food all the time. You will not get other nutrients that may even help in your situation for insulin resistance to improve.
Okay. So we have heard him. Our dietitian is very good. So you will not end up becoming what? Malnourished. Because most of them end up becoming so lean, being malnourished, which is not good for their health. So again, is it true that beans is the best diet or the best food for diabetic patients? Beans morning, beans afternoon, beans evening, beans.
Now, on the issue of beans, you know, some people like eating beans. Some will tell you that beans is a good source of iron. Some will tell you that beans is a very good source of protein. But then, no food on itself has all the nutrients.
Okay.
Yes, and no single food will have all the nutrients. So, like in the issue of beans, if you look at beans, even the diabetic equally result in eating beans all the time. But if you want to analyze beans, the highest nutrient in beans is still carbohydrate. It's still the sugar that we're trying to run away from. Yes. Though we also have a good quality protein, like amino acid from it. Yes, like the lysine. Okay. So, but in that case, no single food has all the nutrients. And two, beans is from a plant source as well, not even from animal source. So in that case, and the highest nutrient in beans is still carbohydrate. And that is the same carbohydrate, the notion we were trying to maybe run away from.
Okay, my people now don't hear, and beans also contains what? Carbohydrates. So beans in the morning, beans in the afternoon, beans in the evening is not healthy for you as a diabetic what? Patient. So a quick one. Let's also there is also this belief that people with DM, same DM, maybe in our next episode we talk about other, because food meat plenty, plenty. So we like to know people with living with diabetes, there is this belief that they should not drink too much water. That once they are drinking too much water, it will help to, if they can stop drinking too much water, it will help to avoid or minimize their frequent urination. Because they have this, one of the symptoms of DM, which is frequent urination. So,
medical term, we call that polydipsia.
Polydipsia.
Yeah, frequent urination. Now, what really happen on that aspect? Just like you make illustration concerning polyphagia, frequent hunger. Now, with people with diabetes, one thing we need to know is that by the time the blood sugar level becomes so much in the blood, when the sugar becomes so much in the blood, some of those sugars are spilled to urine. Now, when some of this sugar spill to the urine now becomes so concentrated. And now when urine becomes so concentrated, sometimes the brain also being the connecting organ in the body will now try to send some maybe message to maybe the kidney. This is responsible for water regulation. Now when the message is sent to the kidney may try to regulate the body homeostasis, try to bring a balance. In so doing, it may try to draw water from different organs, different tissues. And those water will be sent to the bladder to go and dilute the concentrated urine. And when that happens, water will be drawn from other body tissues and organs and cells and will be forwarded to the urine, to the bladder. And when that happens, the bladder will get filled easily. And when it gets filled, the brain will also communicate to the bladder, and that will now lead to what? Frequent urination, because the bladder is easily filled up. And now the water that was drawn from other organs and tissues will now be lacking water. Those other tissues and organs will now lack water, and that may lead to what is called dehydration.
Okay.
So in that aspect, because the dehydration occurring in some of those organs, so people with diabetes need to take adequate water so that those other organs will not be starved of water. The water was drawn from some other organs. So for you to now starve yourself of water because of the frequent urination, you are also doing yourself more harm than good. Because those other organs that the water was taken from will now be hydrated, and that can equally solve another health problem.
Okay, una don hear am. Water is very good. And also to correct a little mistake, polydipsia, I think polydipsia has to do with frequent testing.
Yeah,
Having that tendency to drink more water, exactly. Like we have porphyria, frequent hunger, then polyuria. So we can correct, this is a health show. Exactly. We like to put the record straight, and then give the right information. Exactly. Like in diabetes, we have these three symptoms: polyphagia, polydipsia, and polyuria, right? I hope I'm correct, sir. So all these symptoms, once you see it, please consult your doctor. We have physicians, endocrinologists that specialize in managing diabetes, and it's a teamwork. The endocrinologist, the physiotherapist, the dietitian all play their role to ensure that the diabetic patient recovers very well. So thank you so much, sir, for coming. We're happy to have you. Thank you.